All right, I want to take a trip back to the past, if you will. There's this video going around on YouTube, on X, of high school in 2007. Now, I was out of high school in 2007. I was about 8-9 years out of high school at this point. I graduated in 99 in the old millennium. Long time ago. But this is right about the time when the iPhone came out and technology was starting to take over. I was just getting going. And this is about 1 minute and 14 seconds. You got to remember, this is not a time where people walked around with their cell phones. They didn't video everything. So, So filming at this time was not easy to do.
Yeah, if this is 2007, I think it may have even been a year before the iPhone. I can't remember, but it's right around there.
It's like
new
right
technology.
before.
Yeah. I think the iPhone came out in 2006. But the ease of it, the use of it, the cell phone did kind of suck. The idea that you could take a picture at all was awesome.
It was like 1 frame a second if you did video.
Right. But wanted to play this here and just get y'all's reaction.
Actually, the first iPhone was released in 2007.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. This is when it happened. I think it was announced in 2006 or whenever it was. But this is when society started to shift. But notice,
I was in the 5th grade.
Okay. Let's see what you notice here, Blabs, as we watch this. Another music here. We're just gonna keep a close eye. By the video quality is exceptional, coming in at a blistering 360p. Love that. People smiling, and obviously, anytime a camera was put on people, they were happy and putting on their fun stuff. But the one thing that people have pointed out about this video is that there's not a single thing, like you have all races, all sexes, all creeds, all just mingling together, having a great time, and nobody gave a damn about their differences.
Yes.
Good times, man.
Right.
Cell phone destroyed everything. You can see it. You can watch it go down.
Yes, there's direct data associated with this right here. And everybody's a friend. Everybody's cool. There's no one has their phones out doing TikToks. They're just being kids. Nobody's looking at checking their phones, going between classes and such. And this is like the last time that this was really a thing before technology started to take over.
Those
Leaflet.
PCs. Holy shit.
Leaflet, does this jog any memories for you?
Yeah, good times, man. It always makes me think about how like you'd have that group of friends that are playing like Counter-Strike or whatever, and they would just say all like the racist jokes to each other, but they all loved each other, even though it was all in good fun. People are too sensitive, take themselves too seriously now.
Man, I was talking to somebody about our show, and I was explaining like everybody gets kicked in the balls in our show, and we all laugh at each other, and we all have a great time. And it doesn't matter if you're black or white or gay or straight or Asian or whatever. It's like I think our show is the closest thing to this that there is, and I think that's why people enjoy our show.
Yeah.
Because there's decent. I know it's people will disagree. There's decency in the ass kicking that everybody gives each other, if that makes sense, right?
100. That's how guys especially show that when they're best friends, the more and more you shit on them, this shows you how good a friend they are. Because if you can say your worst to someone, then like you trust them the most, like they know you inside and out, and it means and you're okay with it. You can just say whatever you want. It shows friendship. But then the minute someone else says that though, that wasn't outside your clique, you get really pissed at them. Like only I can say that about him.
Right. Blabs, did you have go ahead, Leaf.
I was gonna say it's people taking themselves way too seriously. Like that's the issue. Is like sorry, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their brand now. Everybody wants to be a brand.
There's like too much ego, right? Like you can't take a joke anymore. It's like people say something like for fun, and it's like the most offensive thing you've ever heard, and like they try to utilize that for clout instead of actually just taking it for what it is, a harmless joke.
Well, and listen, on the simplest level, when that person left school, how much indoctrination was able to happen? Zero. How much did corporations and the government have control over everything you did? Zero. How much information could they track from the data that you're doing and all the things you sign away to lawyers? Zero. So even just from that perspective, you were untouchable. And when you had downtime, you sought other people. Let's say you were bored, you sought others out. So you were already finding other people, better chance for relationships, friendships, things to grow. And you had to not be bored. So you figured out things to do. So you got creative in what you did. Right now, you're just on an adrenaline drip of a drug. You just keep doing this all day as you're giving data and resources to corporations and lawyers and getting propaganda constantly fed to you. Everyone's islanded off and everything's miserable. You can watch the downward trajectory of everything when the iPhone came out.
There actually is data.
It's obvious. You watched it.
It's people's happiness just dropped and anxiety has gone up.
Yes, it's obvious.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I think you have an entire generation of people. Let's say they were born in 2007. They have no idea. Like that's all they've been around their entire life is this dopamine rush. And it's weird because I was talking to God, who was I talking to? I don't even remember. They're talking about how this generation is the first generation that has actually gotten dumber.
I want to see, like, to me, the most terrifying thing is it probably exists somewhere. How much of your life was spent looking down at something instead of up? That is terrifying. Just looking at the world in front of you and this. How many times I've been out at a restaurant and people are on their phones immediately. If I was dating, if I saw it immediately, out, I would just walk away. Anytime if you're sitting across from someone and you have your cell phone out, and everyone's doing it though.
Yeah.
They're already bored by the company. They can't even be with the company that they're at. Like that's already too much for them. They need more stimulus.
So last night, I at Dave & Buster's, I walked through as we were. I don't know. I was walking in. There was 3 business guys sitting there, and they're having dinner or lunch or wherever it was when we were there. And all 3 of them were on their phones, and there's 3 of them all sitting across from each other, and I just kind of casually look at what they're doing, just walking by. One guy's playing his Candy Crush style game. The other guy's over here checking stocks or whatever, and they're all doing everything but being there. Exactly. And it's amazing to see how much this has both enhanced and fucked everything up at the same time.
Life is always apparently somewhere else, but always. You're never actually present for literally anything. It's always, you're here, so it's always, your life is somewhere else all the time, never there just to enjoy it. And so then again, isn't it interesting that we can also watch the downward slope of children and relationships and all those things? Isn't it interesting that you can actually watch that? And that's why I never like having my phone on me.
Do you think we'll ever see? I mean, I do think there's a day, and I've mentioned this on the show before, that we'll see not a ban, but social media will be treated like cigarettes and say it's only for 18 and up in the United States specifically. In
the US, that's going to be tricky because, I mean, depends on what political party is there, but I would imagine they want you hooked. That's one of the best ways of control and manipulation and propaganda. I mean, you can't beat that. So I don't know if we see it here.
Leaf, what do you think? Think that's a possibility?
I mean, it might be, but I feel like how are you going to be able to do that without having some kind of verification system, right? Like we saw all the controversy around even Discord's what do you call it, vetting system as well, right? Like it got hacked and stuff like that, right? Allegedly.
It's tough because I don't want the government associated with anything that I'm doing.
Yes.
But because there's this idea of like, man, we need this, but I don't want the government handling it, right? Because like you said, it's going to go back to surveillance or something along those lines, and I don't want anything to do with that. So
we need to bring back parenting.
Oh yeah, that's important.
That's the thing, because like almost all the problems in society can be solved if parents just actually did their jobs.
Well, the problem is that the parents are looking at their phones too. They're just as addicted. And I've said this before as well. I feel very fortunate to have graduated in '99 because I was this generation that grew up before the internet existed, like before it was even a thing. Yeah. And Phoenix, I'm sure you can relate. You can remember you remember what it was like before the internet and literally growing with the internet. When I was a teenager, the idea of taking AOL discs and getting an hour at a time, and you got an hour, you're like, holy shit, I got an hour on the internet. Oh my gosh. And going into chat rooms and ASL and all that stuff and 8-6 location, whatever. And then seeing it slowly become a thing to where, holy shit, now I have this phone and wow, I have the internet all the time. And oh, what's this social media and Facebook and what is this thing? And now I can talk to anybody immediately. Oh, and what's Twitter? Oh my gosh. And, it's been really weird, honestly, to watch the evolution of this over the last, 30 years or so. And I feel very lucky to have grown up during that time. And it's sad because nobody else will ever be able to experience
Yeah,
that.
they'll never know. Yeah.
Crazy.
Some incredible positives and negatives. I mean, I actually preferred it when we didn't have it. I liked the idea of going to a library and researching and all that other stuff. But I also love what it did for, let's say, even artists, that it gave them the tools that they could do podcasts like that. You could take away power from the big corporate overlords, and you could get like that a small artist, whatever, could actually get their work out there and be found where they would never have been found before. Before that, it was really like if you weren't in the corporate circle, no one was going to see.
Yeah.
And this could be applied. It doesn't have to be an artist. It could be literally anyone. And so that's one of the huge benefits of the internet.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, go ahead, Leaf.
Did I talk yet about how things moved away from being local because of the internet? I've talked about it before, like on my stream, but I don't know if I've talked about it here. You know if I have?
Well, I'll tell you what. There's a lot of truth to that. I mean, you just look at Amazon. I mean, the idea of going. I'm assuming you're speaking
No.
of.
What I mean is like, so one big problem nowadays, like people online, is like they have really bad self-esteem. You have like all of depression, right? For instance, especially like among like girls, right? And so the problem was before your competition was local. It was like everybody at your school, right? So there was always something that like you were good at, something that you were better than other people at, right? But now that you have the internet, now you're looking at like the apex of like everything that like the best people in like the entire world. So now you're no longer comparing yourself on a local level. You're always comparing yourself like on a global scale, which makes you feel bad about everything because obviously there's going to be somebody out there that's better than you at like all of these things. So like, again, before we had the things that we were good at amongst our friends, in our town, our neighborhood, we were good at those things and we could take pride in that. But now like nobody can.
Dude, there's a lot of truth to that.
Yes, and then your phone realizes. So let's say you feel ugly in your high school. It's like, okay, but now you're looking at the entire world. You're like, good Lord, I'm hideous. And then your phone is registering all your little sad inputs. So then it's able to advertise SSRIs. It's able to advertise all sorts of beauty standards and surgery and all this stuff to you. And you're like 14. It's a miserable, miserable device.
There's still hope for you, Blabs.
Thank you. SSRIs, is that what I'm going for?